Hey there, my little fellers. I am back with the final tier list that I'm probably ever gonna do for Soulsborne, unless I decided to be a monster and really get Dark Souls 2 for some reason. This should be the last one. You guys won't have to worry about anything anymore when it comes to Soulsborne, because I know y'all care for the Battle Song content. But again, I do most of this shit for me, so I don't care. We'll start off. Honestly, Sekiro, I think people hyped it up way too much. I do really enjoy the game, but now that I'm really done with everything, I don't feel the exact incentive to keep playing it. It doesn't have the replayability and addictiveness that the rest of the games do. That's my personal review. I do think it's one of... I think if I were to put a tier list of all the main games, I'd put it right in the middle. I think Dark Souls 3, Elden Ring, and Bloodborne are better games. By a little bit, they're all really good, but I think Sekiro is in the middle. I think like Dark Souls 2, Demon Souls, Dark Souls 1, I think are games that are not as good as Sekiro, obviously. I just think, I don't know, I think people overhype Sekiro, but I think it's really good. Really good game, and so is the roster. The roster is pretty good. But we'll start off with Gyobu Oniwa. I think his lore is decent. His theme is pretty unique and pretty cool. The arena is good. The balancing and difficulty for the first boss is, I think, also really good. For the point where you fight him in the game, the fact that he's like the first real main boss, I'm gonna put it B tier. I think for a first boss, I think it's probably one of the best. I think Father Gascoigne is better to me as a first boss, but I think the arena is good, the difficulty is good, the theme's good, the lore is decent. It's okay. It's good enough for a first boss. Just like the RC Cola that I'm drinking, this boss is just almost mid. Actually, it's actually, I think, above mid, but like RC Cola is hella mid. I'm only gonna try for this one time. Whatever. Lady Butterfly. I don't know her lore. She seems like an interesting character. I think her character just seems pretty cool. I like her personality, it seems. Her arena, really cool, really good. Cutscenes, okay. Difficulty, it could be harder. Everyone says it was their wall, but since I actually fought her after Genichiro, I beat her in like 3 to 4 tries, so it wasn't that hard for me. And you can really easily break her AI. It's just like C tier. It's okay. It is mid. It's not that great. Yeah. Genichiro. I'm gonna count both of these, like both phases, like they have multiple. I assume this one's the one they fight at the beginning of the game, but that's not a boss. That's not a boss. Come on. But should I? I'm gonna put it in S. I might change it to top of A later, but this is going to bottom of S. I think when I got to him, he was my wall. You really had to learn the game when you got to him. Obviously, in replays, he's rather easy. It's still a really long fight, even when I know what to do. I usually no-hit the fight, but the fight still takes a bit of time, because goddamn how he doesn't gain fucking posture ever, man. Goddamn. I find the third phase still to be rather annoying and more, like, trivial than the other ones, but the third one is probably the easiest. But I just find it the most annoying. Genichiro's lore is great. His theme is okay. Like Lady Butterfly, they're okay. I think Gyobu is actually better than all 3 of them. The other 2. So yeah. But I think his balancing and difficulty is next to near perfect. His arena's okay. It's not really a spectacle fight except for the 3rd phase. I just think as an actual fight and lore, it's great. It's perfect. Screen monkeys. Folding screen monkeys. D. Their lore is interesting. The arena is just a level. It's just a level with annoying. People try to defend this fight, which I don't see how. It's a really tedious fight. It's not really rageful. It's just annoying. There's nothing fun about it, and I think other than an upcoming boss that's also going to be here, this is my least favorite part of the game. I hate them. They're really annoying. It's just, it's very boring. Whatever. It's only a one-time good thing. It's only good for like one playthrough, and it's annoying for the rest. People defend this fight, and it's usually the Sekiro stance, and they really annoy me. Whatever. Folding screen monkeys fucking suck, and if you defend it, you're an idiot. That's all I gotta say. I know I'm attacking whatever possible audience I'm trying to appease, but Jesus Christ, this boss sucks. I don't get why y'all like it. Guardian Ape. I think lore, well, I don't know its lore, honestly. Its theme is intimidating. It fits the boss really well. It's not something you listen to. I think the arena is freaking amazing. I love the arena. Even though I don't use the branches much, I think its spectacle is great, and the room you have is really nice. For the fight, I think it's a hot take. I actually like the first phase more than the second phase. The second phase is just a little slow to me. Like, people say it's super satisfying to block its attacks. I guess, but there was more satisfying people to, like, block against, like Shinobi, like the Owl, True Monk, Ishin, whatever. I think overall, for the time you fight him in the game, I'm gonna put him top of A. The only reason I'm not doing bottom of S is that there's going to be a lot, if that's the case, a lot of things are kind of going to be an S. They're going to be an S. But whatever. Headless Ape, the only boss worse than Screen Monkeys. I do literally everything before I, like, fight, or at least I get the other totem, or whatever, the fucking, the monk shape, the sculptures, before I do even beat Guardian Ape, because I don't want to deal with this thing, like, mandatory-wise. This fight sucks. It's a duo fight with AIs that don't complement each other. It's not even that hard. It's just a bunch of running, and the theme's the same. The arena's even worse. It's more tighter. If it was the Guardian Apes arena, I mean, the fight still would have sucked, but at least it would have been more manageable. This fight just, there's no redeeming qualities. It's a reskin. There's no reason for it to be a reskin. Just fight this guy after you fight these guys. Like, make this mandatory after these guys instead of making them potentially separate. Like, you can fight them in different orders, so you don't have to deal with it. Make a better boss out of this. This fight, there's nothing good about this. Tell me what's good. If people say, it's not even that bad. It's bad. So, I don't get it. Corrupted Monk. I think it's okay. I mean, there's no real character. It's just a spirit. The parrying is really satisfying. It's a single phase, and I think it's a good parry check, I guess. It's just, I'll put it below Lady Butterfly. I don't think it's particularly a bad boss. It's just a whatever boss. No one wants to remember this boss. Even though a lot of people do, it's just like, who cares? Who cares about this boss? It's just that it's like a single boss. Here you go. It's satisfying to parry it. That's about it, though. Great Shinobi Owl. I think the beginning cutscene is probably the best that we got out of all. I mean, there's only these two with cutscenes, but I think this cutscene is great for Shinobi Owl. I think Owl has a great character, great design, great theme. I think out of all of them, I think him and another boss has a really good theme. Like, the best in the game. So, he's a contender for that. The balancing is great. Honestly, out of all the bosses on this list, he's the one next to Iner Genichiro that gave me consistent, like, trouble. It gives me consistent issues. Like, I struggle against this boss. Even more so than Owl Father and Inner Father. I do. I don't know why. It's the little tricks. It's like the exploding orb. It's the poison, the smoke bombs, all that, the dirty tricks. I think it's a really cool addition. Even though I do find him difficult, I do kind of find him annoying. He's not as enjoyable of a fight as, say, Genichiro or even Guardian Ape. The arena is like the same as this one, but without it's not as spectacle. Should I put him in S? I'm gonna put him I'm gonna put him in top of A, and I think he's gonna stay at the top of A. But these two are right here. So Emma the Gentle Blade and Ishin Ashina. I think Emma is, obviously a better beginner boss for the fight, like single first phase, than Genichiro Way of Tomoe. Because one, you never fought her before, so it's less like cooler, and two, you haven't fought this guy 2 times already, so it's not as predictable. That's simply it, and also you got to know her, so it hits more when you kill her. She's not that hard. I beat her first try. She's not hard. People said she's more difficult than Genichiro. I mean, maybe. Yeah, I guess. But, I mean, if I fought her 2 times fully, and then fought her, say, for the Saint Ishin, like if you replaced Genichiro with Emma, I would have found Emma way easier. And Ishin Ashina, I think the cutscene is really cool. I think the arena is a lot better because of the fire, and I like it that it takes effect in the fight itself. I think it is, rather, what is it? Unexpectedly difficult. I forgot the word that I'm looking for. But you don't expect him to be as difficult as he is. One Mind is probably my favorite combat art, next to possibly Sakura Dance, which you get from Inner Genichiro. But, like, the thing is, I'm not going to put it in S. I really wanna. I think it's a very underrated fight. However, Saint Ishin, compared to Ishin Ashina, does everything better in every single way possible. From arena, to theme, to difficulty, to literally everything. To design, to build up, to climax. It's better in every way possible. And the fact, I think the Shura ending kind of sucks. I don't think it's good. I legitimately don't think it's that well written. It just doesn't really hit me. It doesn't really make sense. I guess I get it, but like how everything kind of turns out just doesn't make sense to me. I actually do think it is better than Great Shinobi Owl. Like I'm pairing them together. I'm pairing them together. But this is a lot cooler and a lot more climactic because Great Shinobi Owl, you don't really have a climax, and honestly, I don't know. I just find these two to be more enjoyable of a fight, and it hits more. And the fact that it's at the end of another ending, like the genocide ending in Undertale, kind of esque. I don't know. How long have I? 13 minutes. Okay. True Monk. I think the arena's really cool. I think the branches are okay. You don't really need to use them. I guess you can use it for that secret, like, killing blow for the second phase. But, I think the theme, isn't it the exact same as Corrupted Monk? Whatever. The theme is okay. The design's pretty cool. Again, I don't know the lore. It's just a good difficulty, but it's like, I think this is usually where a lot of people have the click, where they suddenly get pretty good at the game. Like, good at the game, more able to sight read everything. I think it's just a good entrance to Fountainhead Palace, which is probably, next to Ashina Castle, my favorite area in the game. I think it's just good. There's nothing really wrong with it. It's just maybe a tad easy. Excuse me, but it's cool, and I like that every single phase is slightly different. I hate the second phase, but you can really negate that with the hat shield thing, whatever it's called. I forgot the name. Divine Dragon, hot take. I think this fight is rather overrated. I think it's pretty overrated. I think the lore is good. I think its design is good. I think the theme is okay. In the arena, it's very spectacle, and I guess it's effective, but it's not much to it. It's a simple fight, and it's not that hard to understand it. Like, at least with Yorm, you should like dodge. You don't always just like hold down your charge up, and then you beat. Like a lot of other gimmick bosses, you're actually supposed to kind of be okay at the game. But Divine Dragon, you can literally probably give this to a new player and just tell them what to do, and they'll do it. it's too easy. It's too much on spectacle, which it is beautiful. It's not enough for me. I find it really boring. I never refight this boss. I do not care for this boss. And the first phase sucks. I'm gonna put it at the bottom of B. It's not enough for me to enjoy the boss. It isn't. Give me more. I don't want just... And for the build-up, I know it's probably going to be really hard to do a regular, actually, like, Divine Dragon boss without making it a gimmick for Sekiro. For a game like Sekiro, it wouldn't have made sense. So I understand what they did for it, but that doesn't matter to me. I don't know why it says Foster Father. It's Owl Father, but whatever. This boss, I also think it's rather overrated. However, I'm going to put it in S. I think... build-up wise, it's great. I think the arena is the same as Lady Butterfly, so it's amazing. It's a great arena. Spectacle of the fight is pretty good. It's pretty good. The arena does a lot of the work, but I think the owl helps a lot. I think the gimmicks are pretty okay. I found him easier than Great Shinobi Owl. I beat him in 2 tries. I think I showed that in one of my shorts. But, he wasn't that hard. I think it's just, again, a really well-balanced fight. I don't know. I don't have much to really say. I didn't feel as... A lot of people overhyped the boss. I'm not gonna lie. It's S tier. It's a really good boss. You might really like it. It's nicely spectacle. It's good balancing. I can't say good difficulty because my experience, he wasn't that hard. Like, he really wasn't. And, because a lot of the things are, to me, really easy to sight read. Whatever. I'm just putting it up here mainly for a lot of other people. And it was a really fun fight. It was a really fun... You know what? Should I? Oh, God. No. I'm keeping it here. I think I personally like Genichiro maybe more. Maybe. But Owl Father is really good. Just maybe a tad bit more of the boring side than how he was hyped up to be. And I didn't have that rush like I did with some other bosses. That's what. Demon of Hatred. Again, I don't know why it says Hatred Demon, but it's the Demon of Hatred. This is probably the most controversial boss. A lot of people like it, and a lot of people hate it. What do I think? I love this fight. This is my 3rd favorite fight, behind 2 other fights. And those haven't come up yet. Oh man, let me get another sip. But yeah, to me, I love this fight. I don't usually get why people hate this fight so much. I mean, I do, but I think they forget that a lot of, say, mini bosses, some bosses like the Guardian Ape, or some bosses say like Gyobo Masataka Oniwa, sometimes you just really... Headless Ape, even though no one likes Headless Ape, so I'm not sure why I'm mentioning him. There's a lot of bosses where you have to just wail on them. You don't have to always parry. And I don't get it. People are like, oh, it's a Bloodborne boss. Oh no, it's a Dark Souls boss. Oh no, it's an Elden Ring boss. It's not a Sekiro boss. Dude, you grapple, you jump, you swing, you dodge, you parry. You do all the things in the fight. The thing is, you're just upset that you have to wail on the boss. It may be a long fight, but you have to stay patient. You have to learn the attacks and use the prosthetic tool, like the whistle. You don't have to. You may not want to do it because of your fucking Saiyan pride or whatever bullshit you want to pull out of your ass. It's a hard fight. Honestly, late game, he was the hardest fight for me. He was, I mean, even though it didn't take me that many tries, it took me like 8 tries. So, I love the arena. I love his design. I think his theme is the best theme in the entire game. Bar none. Great Shinobi is kind of close, but Demon of Hatred has such an amazing everything. I love this fight. But I know the fact that they've been teaching you how to do the parrying and the main like sword thing throughout the entire game. But if everyone was like that, I'm not sure it would have been as good. Just imagine Demon of Hatred was just all about the simply parrying again. Would it have been that interesting or difficult or really anything? I think it's I don't know. I think it's perfect the way it is, and I don't think it should be changed just because. I mean, it won't be changed. They never change, except for Starscourge Radon. And even so, that was like called for. They should have done that. The nerf was needed, and you guys gotta hear that. But I understand that it probably does kind of contradict what it has been teaching you, which is probably why it's so difficult for some people. Which is why I'm putting it above Guardian. I like it literally more than every other boss I put so far. However, I don't think it is as good as much as I like it. I think, again, lore, fantastic. Design, fantastic. Theme, fantastic. Balance and difficulty, that's subjective. In this area, I'm biased, so I can't answer that. Arena, it's just better than Gyobo Oniwa because it's darker. Yippee! And fire. I like fire. We get to the final boss. And for most playthroughs, unless you decided to do this one first, like Fighting Cowboy. Look, everyone knows this is S tier. If you came here without knowing, well, I'm sorry, but this is the best fight. The fact that it's the final boss. The fact that the final boss is the best fight. The fact that the final boss is one of, if not the hardest fights, next to maybe Demon of Hatred. The most spectacle boss. The most badass boss. The most anticipated boss. It's just so cool, and the fact that it's the end was the biggest climax. A lot of bosses in FromSoft don't do this. The only ones that possibly do this is like maybe Bloodborne with Gehrman. But then if you do Moon Presence, then it completely ruins it. And even so, I wouldn't even say it's the biggest like climax. I think the biggest climax in Bloodborne is like Orphan of Cause because of how much adrenaline it gives you. I don't think it's as hard as people make it out to be. Usually, if you did learn, and you did have that click around True Monk, you're probably not going to die too much on this boss, but I did hear people taking multiple days to beat this boss. So, I can't say anything for difficulty. I beat him second try, and ever since I didn't find him too hard. But I love the balancing, I love the difficulty, I love everything about this fight. I don't think Genichiro really needs to be that much more difficult. I really wish there was more of him, especially since that first cutscene being so anticlimactic for his end. But, oh my god, this boss is literally perfect. It is perfect. There's nothing. The only thing you can possibly say is that the flowers in the arena is just a little much when it comes to, like, it's kind of distracting. And almost is like you're not really able to see what he does all the time. So, and it does take up quite a bit of the arena. But other than that, it's perfect. It's better than Owlfather. Again, I don't really see how people think Owlfather's better. I really do not. But if you think it, that's completely fine. Whatever. If you like a boss more, why should I say? Inner Genichiro. I don't fight this boss much, so maybe if I fought it more, maybe I would have a different opinion, but I didn't fight this boss after I beat it because I just did not like it. I didn't like if it was to how much I like the boss, it'd be down here with these two. I don't think it's that fair. I think the third phase is really tedious and obnoxious, and you really don't have any chance to heal, even though a lot of the attacks he does, it's just like really just takes down your health. I think it's just a worse version of Genichiro. It's not that fun. It's the same thing, but just harder, and not in a fun way. So, I don't know. I'm gonna put it like above Gyobu, because you get like Sakura Dance from that as a combat art. That's like my favorite next to One Mind. But it's like better than One Mind. It's like just, I mean, One Mind I do it because I like it. But Sakura Dance is just really good, while also pretty spectacle. Not as spectacle as One Mind, but it's really cool. I just don't like it that much, though. Inner Father. I think it's better than Owlfather. I think it's more difficult. I think it's more spectacle. I think it's just better in, again, every single way. It's more difficult. Even though I did beat it first try, because it is rather similar to Owlfather, but overall it is more difficult. It is more spectacly, like, better. It's just a lot more fun. It makes you think more. It's a more adrenaline pumping. it's just better. And it's not unfair like Inner Kenichiro, where it's just such a drastic jump compared to the old. It's kind of just annoying. This one is just the right amount. Maybe it should have been a little more difficult. Again, to me, this was the final boss for me for all of Sekiro, so it was like my third playthrough. And, like, I kind of cheesed him. Like, I did the entire, like, Shura, like, I guess, boss rush, first try, so. Whatever. It's a great boss. It's damn near perfect, if only it was slightly more difficult. Inner Ishin. I'm gonna put it here. And for one reason only. I think the first phase is just tuned a little too much. I think the Black Blade I don't look up how people beat it or how people cheese it, the first phase or the Inner Ishin or these bosses. I don't. Only one was just out of curiosity after I beat the boss, which was Demon of Hatred. That was the only one. Other than that, I didn't look up any boss. But Inner Ishin, the first phase with the black blade, the black mortal blade, it's just really annoying and really ruins the pacing a lot. You just run away. That's kind of it. And I think his interruptions to you blocking, it's almost impossible unless you do it pitch perfect and expected out of, even though it's an RNG based AI, it's not as expected. And usually if you do fuck up, it's very easy to fuck up, it just punishes you a little too much. I think it punishes you too much in the first phase, and you're never really gonna get a hit off him, so his posture gets back up really quick, and I think just the first phase is a little too overtuned, but I think the second and third phase is just as, if not better than Sword Saint Ishin. It's just that the pacing is not as good. And the fact that it's not, the final boss, and it's the same spectacle. It's just the same boss, but without Genichiro. Whatever. Should I put it in S? You know what? Actually. Huh. Yeah, it's 5 bosses. Like, man. Which one do I... No. This is fine. This is good. Because the first experience in the first playthrough, I think this is great. It's not as cool on multiple playthroughs or really at all refighting, but that first time, beautiful. This one, it's cool and it's really fun, but the first phase just always sucks. So, 1 out of 3 phases suck. Simple as that. Okay. I think that's good. Let me look. No, I'm pretty happy with this list. I know some people would want to put Guardian Ape maybe higher and put Hatred down, and maybe I know some people who would do this. Get good. That's all I gotta say. Get good, scrub. Ishin Ashina, Emma. I don't know. I saved it for last, for my final playthrough. I wish I didn't now, because I don't know. I feel like they were kind of underwhelming for the final fight. And maybe that's okay. Yeah. I don't change anything. I think this is a good list. Now we can stop that. Check this out. I'm gonna get a Nautilus soon. Tomorrow I should order it. Should come, I guess, July 2nd. Yeah, sure. There are these cool ones, but I don't know. I don't want black on black when it comes to the G10 and the hardware and all that. And it's the only thing cool. Even though the aluminum is really well anodized, I'd rather just have the pink. And no one is buying this. 12 pieces left. Look at that. Look at that. I mean, there's this also cool one with pink and there's these cool colors with it. But There's these. I don't really like the clear G10 as much, but whatever. I'm probably gonna get the pink one. The pink one looks cool, and on the black it looks really nice. And also it's unique compared to the rest of my collection, which is just kind of blue and black. I know there's black here, but like it matches with the pink. And like, yeah, I guess I'm okay with the black tank pins on the purple one. But if I'm not getting this, I'm getting this. And if I'm not actually getting this, I'd probably wait for like, maybe nah. I probably won't get the Oreo one. What's this one? The yellow one's actually pretty okay. This one, mainly because I think black on purple is really cool. I'm not getting the carbon fiber one. I'm not paying $70. I'm good. Or maybe the with the blue. I'm really contradicting myself. Okay, but yeah, I'm planning to get this one, and it's probably not going to run out because it's 12 pieces. This has 5, 7, 3, 5, 5, 3, 4. Okay, but yeah, I'm gonna get this, and you'll get more Battlesong content. Trust me. So yeah, see ya, fellers. Yeah.